as well. I feel like I never start videos in here or even film in here at all, but this is where Elliot generally works. For some reason this week he's taken to working from his laptop on my desk. I feel like I don't really even start videos in the afternoon very often. I got a very exciting delivery this morning, which is my new Apple Watch. I'm buzzing about getting to know an Apple Watch again. I've been a Fitbit wearer for the last few years, and pretty much I just thought I really fancied a change, and I've actually got health insurance with Vitality. Basically, after the whole time I went through with my knee and really big delays with my operation and everything like that, I decided to get some private health insurance, and with Vitality you pretty much get an Apple Watch that you pay like very minimal amount a month for. And I thought I might as well take them up on that. So for the first time since 2018, I am wearing an Apple Watch again. It's taken me a little bit of time to get to grips with it this morning. I'd sort of forgotten the layout and everything. And the only thing that's been really annoying, but I figured it out, which I'm very proud of myself for because I'm not usually like the best with tech stuff, is they don't have the steps on the watch faces on Apple, which makes no sense because, well, for me it makes no sense because one of the reasons I love having a tech watch is so that I can track my steps. But if you integrate it with another app, you can actually do that. But that was a very exciting way to start my day. I'm actually going, it's now the afternoon, and I've just basically been doing some work at my desk all day, but I'm about to go and train legs, and I thought I would kind of check in with you first. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to take my camera to film with me or just my phone and put the workout in on my phone. I don't know. I would actually love to know whether you guys like seeing workouts within my YouTube videos or whether you would just go to my Instagram to see workouts. And if you do like seeing them on YouTube, do you want them filmed on my camera or do you mind having them filmed on my phone? Because it's definitely easier to just pick one rather than faff about with two things. But I understand with phone footage, it's obviously portrait, not landscape. I also wanted to show you my little workout outfit that I've got on. It's funny, I feel like over the last few months, I'm really pushing my own boundaries in terms of like colours that I'd wear, styles of things that I'd wear, just generally wearing colour again. I felt like for such a long time I had like stripped my workout wardrobe back to just like black items of clothing and like grey items of clothing. Anything that I could feel like I'd not seen and that I kind of blended in, which is kind of sad to say, but because I'm feeling like a really good version of me at the moment, I'm just kind of like, whatever, you know, just wear things that make you feel good. And I'm really trying to just build my confidence with things. So today we've got on a colour that I wouldn't usually wear and also a pair of shorts. I got sent this really cute little pale pink outfit from the brand Daily Dose. Pink is really not a colour that I often wear or just gravitate towards at all. But when they said they wanted to send me this pale pink set, I thought it actually looks so cute and I thought I'd give it a go. And I'm so glad that I have because I absolutely love it. It's obviously not too bright at all. And this set is this really cute little ribbed material. I mean, it's very much not gym workout material clothing at all. It's very like cottony, and I know I'm gonna go and train legs in it, but honestly, I don't really care if there's any sweat that shows through. But I love the shape of this sports bra. Also, I've got nude underwear on under this because I think otherwise it would be a bit of a nightmare. And then the back, I don't know how well you can see, but it's got this really cool like dark green Daily Dose label, both on the sports bra and the shorts. And I actually think that's such a nice touch. It's made me think that I really want to try a few other bits from Daily Dose as well, because they have got proper like sports material sets as well. And their stuff just looks so cool. Well, that was a very good session. I felt like I had a lot of energy today, which is pretty much just what you want for leg day really, because otherwise it just feels like it drags. My sessions at the moment are really long because the end half and the start, basically the start, I always do a lot of mobility just before I do anything else. Obviously I'm coming back from injury, so it's super important. It's important anyway. You should always be doing mobility, dynamic stretches and things like that at the start of your sessions. I'm definitely spending longer than I ever have done on it. And then at the end of my sessions, I've got some more like fiddly exercises, like lots of calf things, these tibialis raises, which are all really great, but they're definitely good exercises to do anyway, but they are very much ones like set by my physio that are helping my recovery. So really important that I do them, but it just means that I actually have like a lot of exercises to complete within a session. So I like to go with like at least an hour and a half to hour 40, which sounds like a long time because I'd never usually recommend training that time, but I'm not doing like intense training throughout that whole time. Had some good sets of hip thrusts today, feeling really strong, and really enjoyed using my Apple Watch throughout the session. But it's actually nearly 6 o'clock, which is crazy, so I'm gonna go home and figure out what Elliot and I want for dinner. He's actually going away tomorrow morning first thing to Ireland, and then I'm going to Manchester at the weekend, which should be really nice. We're gonna have a really nice chill night together. I had a bath last night and put loads of Epsom salts in it, but I actually finished all the Epsom salts that I had, so even if I wanted a bath tonight, I don't have any Epsom salts. And ideally I'd be soaking these muscles because it's, yeah, been an intense week of exercise. I'm training hard at the moment and it's great, but also requires a lot of recovery. And I keep waking up in the morning just so tired, like always need an extra hour sleep, and I'm not giving myself that. So I think I need to start allowing for 8 hours, whereas at the moment I'm kind of solidly getting 7, which is okay. But I think 8, putting my body through what I'm putting it through at the moment, would be great. Just did a really mini food shop on the way back, just for a few bits for dinner and a few things we actually need. So oat milk, we use this Oatly one, which I know isn't the best. I've spoken about it before, just because it does have some oil content, but it frosts the best in drinks, and that's the main thing. I only have it in coffee. So some tuna. I haven't had tuna for ages, but I just really fancied it, maybe for lunch tomorrow. So bought that, really quick, easy source of protein. Rice cakes, love these Callow organic ones. Love having those with cottage cheese, and just realized I think we're out of cottage cheese, but anyway, cottage cheese and cherry tomatoes and basil and some sea salt. Delicious. Then for dinner, some strawberries as well. Then for dinner, I called Elliot on the way back and he requested a chicken and chorizo pasta. So I bought some chicken, some chorizo, lazy chopped chorizo, but I am so hungry. I really need to eat quickly. Parmesan's gone top again. Very lazy, could have just got a block of Parmesan, but whatever. And some shell pasta. It's definitely more of an Elliot dinner, but he goes away tonight, so I'm gonna enjoy that with him. These are the other bits that I'm gonna add in. So we've got half a red onion in the fridge, some cloves of garlic, which I'll crush, a whole yellow pepper, and then I'm gonna do it with these mutti, I think is how you pronounce this, chopped tomatoes, which if you watched all of my Amsterdam vlogs, we used to buy these in Amsterdam, and they are literally the best chopped tomatoes, and they are literally just chopped tomatoes, not chopped tomatoes in tomato juice, which most like supermarket own brand ones are. And this is our dinner. I actually ended up just topping off with some mozzarella because both of us are away this weekend, as I mentioned, and it was already open and about half of it was gone. I'm actually just keeping the lid on to try and get it to melt a bit. Good morning, guys. Well, I have quite literally just woken up. I don't think I've ever filmed like quite this close to waking up before. Elliot went away this morning at like 5:30, so I'd not had the best night's sleep. He's gone to Ireland with his brother and his stepbrother, which is going to be a really fun trip. So I've got 2 nights by myself, and I know I'm playing squash on one of the nights, which is going to be great, but I don't actually know what I'm going to do tonight. Just spritzing my face because I'm going to put the Ren Smooth Prep Plump Essence on it, which is just basically like another layer of hydration, but I think you're meant to put things like this on a slightly damp face. It doesn't actually say that on the back, but I'm pretty sure it's full of hyaluronic acid, which you're going to put on damp skin. Yeah, I am so excited to have 2 nights by myself, just because I don't have time by myself that often. Obviously I live with Elliot, so I feel like when I'm by myself I usually end up doing things like organising something, or just doing like a task that I haven't done for ages, or just sitting and having a whole evening of watching YouTube or something just really random. I feel like I've woken up very, very puffy face this morning, so I'm going to use my gua sha. But he has driven our car to the train station so he could get the train to Gatwick Airport this morning, which means that I am going to walk to the gym, which I actually don't mind. It's about a half an hour walk, but I'm quite keen to just get some steps in today because I haven't been the best at getting steps in this week. That will do because I can't bother to faff about that for too long. I've got one of those new facial massages. I'm going to show it to you actually, because I've actually been using it way more consistently, but the only thing is it's just a little bit time consuming to use, and you literally go like that and you have to use this special like gel for it. But it does add on quite a lot of time to your morning, and I'm not really feeling like that this morning because, to be honest, I just want to go downstairs and make myself a coffee. Like, the older I get, by the way, I'm using this Hello Sunday SPF 50, which I showed you in my packing vlog, but it's just really nice, lightweight SPF. The older I get, the more I feel like tired in the morning. I'm sure I've got some mums watching me that are probably like, you've got absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but I do feel like I'm a morning person. Like, I think it's only just after 7. I used to just literally spring out of bed and just be ready for my day, and I feel like I still wake up at the same time, but I'm just so much more like weary, and like I really need a coffee just to kind of function properly. By the way, I keep looking that way because I've got my big mirror there and I have no idea, I can't really see myself properly in this viewfinder. So basically coating myself with SPF just to prevent all the wrinkles and sun damage that you need, even if it's not sunny, which is certainly not today. Also, the rest of it I just put onto my hands because we don't want sun damage or aging on those either. And they are pretty much the only thing that gets sun exposure during the day. I do find it funny sometimes the amount of SPF that I wear on my face and neck and chest area, considering how grey the UK generally is. But I'm just hoping that in 10 years, I'll be really grateful that I've done this. It would be so good, wouldn't it, to be able to have a picture of what you would look like if you didn't wear SPF to what you would look like if you did wear SPF. But there is that picture of the woman. Let me see if I can get it out. That's it. So the picture of the woman that wore SPF on her face and not on her neck, and look at the difference. So I'm hoping that I will reap all the benefits.
I saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name.
2 morning drinks, big coffee and a lot of water. Gotta hydrate and caffeinate at the same time, which I'm not always amazing at doing. I actually do drink a lot of water, but I feel like sometimes not until like 10 o'clock, and then I've already had a coffee. I've had this water bottle for such a long time. I'm pretty sure since I lived in my flat in London. And I know Stanley Cups are like all the rage now. It's taken a lot of willpower, I'm gonna have to say, to not get myself a Stanley Cup, because I keep seeing them everywhere. I really like the colours and I love the idea of having a big handle, but this is quite literally the same thing. It keeps water cold all day. You can put ice in and it won't melt. I love that it's got a straw. The only difference basically is that it doesn't have a handle, but this was an Amazon purchase from Simple Modern. It says 28 ounces. I don't know what that is in milliliters. I'm telling you, having a water bottle with a straw for some reason makes you drink so much more water. So if you are someone who doesn't love drinking water and you know that you need to drink a lot more, get yourself a good keep cool water bottle that's got a straw. So last night I had this like wave of inspiration and I thought I'm gonna try and make myself a chia pudding. I probably haven't made chia pudding for like 7 years, genuinely. I don't even know when the last time I made it was. I just don't really rate it. I think it's like really average and not that satisfying to eat. So after seeing like 1,000 reels of people making really nice matcha chia pudding, I thought I'd give it a try last night. So I actually Googled quantities, etc. So, oh my gosh, I just thought that, so that's what I was trying to get out the fridge, and I'm just looking at it thinking the quantities don't actually look amazing on that. But I forgot that I'd put my black beans in the same Tupperware, and I thought that was the chia pudding for a second. So yeah, I actually Googled a matcha chia pudding recipe and I thought I would give it a try. Chia pudding is one of those things like you have to get the quantities right, and I think I've got the quantities slightly wrong, even though I followed a recipe. I just think it needs to be a little bit thicker. Kind of like having soup for breakfast, like a really thick soup, and I just don't find that satisfying. It's not that I think the taste is like horrible or anything. I mean, chia seeds don't really taste or anything. I think I just usually prefer when, like if I make overnight oats, I often put chia seeds in the overnight oats. Like I'll do half oats, half chia seeds, or put like a big tablespoon in. And I feel like it's good with oats. Should we give this a try before we add yogurt? It's like okay, but just not very satisfying. It just kind of feels a bit like I'm eating some kind of like jelly sort of thing. But I feel like I should eat it now because I've made it. And also I'm going to the gym and I am doing a pull day. I'm kind of sad about it because Elliot's not here today. And as you guys know, we've been training upper body together and it's been amazing. I am this close from doing a pull-up, like an unassisted pull-up. I'm not talking about like a chin up, and I'm not talking about like a narrow grip pull up. I'm talking about like a full wide grip pull up. So close to it. Today could be the day. And every time we've gone and done a pull session, I have got him to film it just in case it's my first pull up. I haven't quite got there yet, but I really feel like today could be the day. But the reason I mention that is because I need a good breakfast. It's going to give me a lot of energy because I don't want to be getting in there and feeling a bit like weak and ugh. And I feel like energy levels in general, I'm feeling good today, which is always a good sign. But yeah, I need something nice. I'm just, am I going to have this for breakfast or am I going to make myself something I really want? Just so average. I might add some oats into it. Make it like a chia matcha oat thing. We'll see. I've gone for literally the most chill gym outfit ever today. We've got this sports bra on, which I actually love. I really love the shape of it. The brand is Vuori, I think is how you say it. It's a brand based in the US, but I really love the shape of it. And then we've gone for these big tracksuit bottoms, which Elliot actually bought for himself from Weekday. I'm assuming he gave them to me a while ago because they were too small for him. Right. Sprinkling of oats, and I think I may need to add a little more liquid. Oh, this was potentially a really bad idea. I'm gonna go more oats and then a bit more liquid, a bit more almond milk. I mean, this doesn't look great, but I think this is gonna be a bit more satisfying to eat. That's how we're looking texture-wise. This is the strangest looking breakfast. A little bit of extra honey. Always wash your fruit, guys. I've just washed those 3 strawberries. I was never a fruit washing person, but after focusing on my gut health a lot more, I have realized just quite how important it is, because the things that they spray on fruit and veg can actually have a damaging effect on your gut health. All right, we're gonna give this about a 5 out of 10 breakfast. Doesn't taste horrible, just slightly strange textures, I reckon. Let's do a little taste test. I think I was a bit harsh on the rating. It's actually really not bad, and the oats make the texture a lot better. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying like, make this for your breakfast. Today is Thursday. I can't remember if I mentioned that already, but Thursdays are my client check-in days. So I basically spend, it's honestly almost the whole day, I would say, at least 3/4 of the day, going through check-ins for most of my clients on a Thursday morning before they do anything else. I get them to send in progress pictures and also weight, depending on their goals and also whether we're working with measurements or not, because people do have different preferences. I also work with women that are doing marathon plans at the moment, so we're doing a lot of weighted stuff alongside running and other goals like that, which are just a little bit different. Based on check-ins, I then will go away and make adjustments based on how they've got on for that week. So that might be new recipes on meal plans that they want to mix up, or if it's a client that might track food, then it would be making adjustments to their macros and things like that. Thursdays are a pretty important work day for me, and just a day where I generally just check that everyone is still heading along on the right path. I feel like I don't often talk too much about like work things on here because it's obviously not like the fun things to see or hear about too much. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little insight into what my Thursday's about. I've just got ready to go to the gym and realised that Elliot's locked me in the house, which is just ideal. And luckily, I think I will fit through one of our front windows. He took the house keys this morning and locked the front door, which is very considerate of him in terms of security. But our other set of house keys are with our neighbours, so I'm gonna have to get out the window and then go and get the other house keys. But yeah, I'm not gonna film the gym because obviously I filmed yesterday, and I feel like a lot of my content is around gym and training at the moment. Just got sent the most amazing PR delivery from Coco's Organic, which is basically like a dairy-free. They do things like coconut-based yogurt and kefir, and this isn't there. I think I'm pretty sure it's a new product, that organic creamy spread. And they basically sent like a whole picnic setup. It's actually a shame I'm away this weekend, but I'm definitely gonna save it hopefully for a little sunny afternoon next week. But they've also put in crackers and some olives. I actually love these crackers, I've had them before. A little chopping board, a bottle of rosé, which is just a dream. And this amazing, I actually thought this was honey, but I think it's agave. Huge jar of it. I don't know if you can see like quite how big this jar is. It's like 3 jars of honey or whatever in one, with one of those little scooper things, which I've actually always wanted. Also some organic figs, and I guess you can put them in this little Coco's Organic cool bag in your picnic basket. So today's session was a bit of a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. It was weird because I actually felt quite energized this morning, but I don't know whether I actually had left it a bit too long after I'd eaten breakfast to go to the gym, and whether I would have felt a bit better had I had lunch as well. But it was a struggle. The positives is that I'm honestly centimeters away from getting my first proper wide grip pull up. And I really nearly didn't film it as well because there was nowhere obvious to put my phone. I actually ended up just propping it up like by a cable machine, and you can just about see me. I'll put the video in. I was so close. Like 100% next week, as long as I recover well this week, which I'll want to talk to you about in a second. 100% think it's coming next week. Like, I can't see why not. I'm so close to being able to do it. I feel like I'm slightly battling with myself at the moment because I think that I need to be taking a bit more rest, maybe in between my sessions. I put a lot of energy into those pull-ups at the start, and I remember at the end of my pull session I was struggling massively. Also, just wanted to add, when I talk about pull session, pull is basically any pulling movement. So if you think about pull up, you're pulling yourself up, and it's predominantly back and biceps. So lots of pulls this way, face pulls, pull ups, and then biceps, that pulling up movement as well. I know there are also some people that watch these videos that maybe are not really into the gym, that are probably like, what do you mean by pushing and pulling movements? And for pushing movements, it's movements where you are pushing generally weight sort of away from you. So that'd be like a shoulder press, like a lateral raise, a tricep dip. But yeah, pretty much it's just a way of splitting your workouts, your sessions, so that you aren't training the same body parts multiple so that you aren't training the same body parts twice in a row. So I split mine generally into push, pull and leg days. I can't even remember the reason why I went on a bit of a tangent explaining what a pull session was. Also, just to add, I'm mainly doing my rebuild workout program still, which I just absolutely love. And I'm really happy to know that a lot of you guys really love it as well. My rebuild program is on my workout app, and I will leave it linked down below because you can try it out free for 7 days. If you do sign up, even if you do the free trial, you get access to all of my programs. So even if you look through a rebuild and you think maybe it's not quite for you, there'll definitely be other programs on there. I've got like beginner programs, more just like strength gym-based programs. I think there are like 6 different ones on there, and also lots of recipes and other information on gut health and stuff like that. But yeah, I did 35 minutes. I managed 3 sets of quite a few different exercises, but it was a real struggle at the end. And then I just went on the treadmill and answered some emails basically for the last 20 minutes. Then I've come back and devoured the pasta that I made last night, leftovers, because there's just absolutely no way that I had any energy to make food. So this afternoon, I'm just gonna sit on my laptop, get my work done, and then I'm gonna do a little chill out self-care evening because I seriously feel like I needed it. I actually picked up some bubble bath on the way back from the gym because I keep having baths, and I think I've said before, but we've run out of Epsom salts. I just really need to buy some more, but I keep forgetting to. And I also have this Dr. Teal's Epsom salts bubble bath, which I absolutely love. And we also don't have any of that. So I feel like a bath without bubble bath is just a little bit underwhelming. But I'm thinking as soon as we finish work, I am just gonna chill out, make dinner and soak in a bath with a whiffy candle. Guys, honestly, it's like 10 o'clock and I have literally just closed my laptop. I don't know what I'm doing. Elliot would be so annoyed with me if he wasn't away right now because he gets annoyed when I finish work at 7. So this is just, I mean, even by my standards, ridiculous. I'm not a night owl, by the way, at all. But I think one of the issues with working for yourself, I've got quite a lot of like different projects that I'm working on at the moment. I'm putting so much time into my coaching, which I literally love so much. But I just want to make sure it's absolutely perfect for everybody. But yeah, I think working for yourself, you obviously want yourself to succeed, and there's nobody making the rules apart from you, and sometimes it's just easy to get carried away. But I'm not complaining, just I can tell that I'm going to really struggle to switch off and go to sleep. What I'm going to do though is run a bath. I've just realised I've got my tripod attached to my camera. I was thinking it felt a bit heavy. Gonna run a bath and gonna put my whiffy downtime candle on and put some really crappy reality TV on. I wish that I'd started watching Love Island in time. I feel like I'm always just out the loop with it, and then everyone starts watching it and then I realise that I'm just way behind. So I'm gonna put on Selling Sunsets instead because I watched a little bit of that in the bath the other day and just try and get my brain to shut off. Whiffy Downtime is literally just the best bath scent. Please ignore the little black bit on the label. Obviously they don't look like that when they come. But I accidentally put my fingers in the wick and then smudged it all over the label. But we're gonna get that burning and get this whole bathroom smelling of Downtime because it is literally just the most gorgeous scent. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Does anyone else just get really scared when they're in the house by themselves? I honestly feel like I should grow out of this at some point in my life, but I just, at night time, I have this image that like someone knows that I'm in the house by myself and suddenly they're gonna break in. It's such an annoying fear. I mean, it doesn't stop me being in the house by myself, but I literally just can't help thinking it. Like I have to lock the door straight away. And then I basically just don't chill downstairs at all. I'm like, just come upstairs. I'll be in the bath and then I'll go straight into bed. Get out of my favorite lint with sea salt, but I just gave this a little bit of a try just to check that I like it because I wasn't sure if it had been in our chocolate box for ages because we didn't like it, but it's actually really delicious. It's the original beans, pure 75%, and that tasted really good. So I'm gonna tuck into a bit of that in the bath. I've run most of it, but I'm gonna add the Radox to Is this a, oh, I really hope that this is bubble bath. I've just realised it says bath, so we'll see how this goes. Is that not just the dreamiest setup? I literally love this bathroom so much, and I'm so glad that I've got into baths recently because it's just such a calming space. I actually really want to get some kind of like olive, like a fake olive branchy tree thing. I'm not explaining that very well. To go in the corner. Just feel like it would also add a little element of peacefulness. I don't know if I've shown you this before as well, but our shower for this bathroom is literally right up here. God, it's not even focusing. How crazy is that? Like literally coming straight down from the ceiling. And everyone who, because this is actually our like main kind of like our guest bathroom, because we usually just use it en suite bathroom. But everyone who showers in here always thinks it's going to be like a waterfall coming down. Also gonna put on some of this Evolve Gold face mask. Good morning guys. I was just going through a bit of a thought in my head and I wanted to share it with you guys as well. But basically our bedroom, we've moved a piece of furniture in there. I'm just gonna show you because it's much easier than me trying to explain it. So this is our bedroom. I feel like I never really show this room on YouTube, but we've had to move this piece of furniture in here pretty much because there's no other obvious place for it in our house. There's something about having that there instead of the mirror. We've temporarily moved the mirror, which was here, to here. And there's something about having these two things in the room, just basically like having more stuff to fill this room, that makes it feel a lot more homely. And I mean, neither of those two things are right. Like obviously that mirror is not going to go there because it's a little bit creepy. But it definitely just looks a little bit more homely in here. For some reason, having more furniture in here, even though this room is actually quite small and we have got genuinely like the biggest bed you can buy. It's like a super king size bed, which Elliot chose. I probably would have gone for something slightly smaller in this space, but it does actually make it look a lot more homely. And Elliot said that he thinks we should now just make the move and put the TV on the wall. If it was my choice, I probably wouldn't have a TV in this room at all. But on the odd occasion that we do have the TV on, it's actually quite nice, to be honest. Like it's quite a nice little treat just to be able to lie in bed and just chill out, and it kind of acts as a bit of a second lounge as well. The idea has always been not to have this awful black TV stand, which came from our flat, and to have it on a wall bracket, because I think that will also add a bit more space. Obviously this mirror needs to go, but I'm now thinking when that's on the wall, maybe like a little, what do I mean? Like a little console table sort of thing could be quite nice. And then we could maybe mount like a decorative mirror on this wall. But yeah, we could maybe have like something, I've got absolutely no idea. Do you know what? I find it so much easier when it's not your own home to figure out what to do in it. And I think it makes me feel like everything's really permanent when you do something yourself and like you're not going to be able to change it again. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'd actually be really happy to get other people's feedback on things as well, because Elliot generally lets me make decisions with things, but I am just not a very decisive person at all. Going to bed late last night did me literally no favours. It's not so much the going to bed late, it's finishing work late, which then has a knock-on effect because I then can't sleep for ages. Like, I had a really long bath, but then my brain was just so wired that I got into bed and then I watched the latest Kardashians episode, which definitely helped. And then it was like 1 in the morning and I was just not tired. So I woke up a little bit later today at about 8 o'clock, which was definitely needed. Otherwise I would have been lacking sleep, which is not good for recovery. And then it's just taken me a few hours to even feel slightly alive this morning, which I don't like. Because I'm a morning person, I usually feel like really good and alive in the morning. It's like 12 o'clock and I had oats this morning, but I'm feeling hungry again. And I think it's probably also tiredness. I'm just putting together what's in the fridge. I think I've spoken to you guys about this before, but one of the things that's really helped me on my gut health journey is not trying to like categorize the meals that I'm eating. What I mean by that is I feel like I used to think of a meal and it would be like a sandwich or a wrap or a stir fry or a pasta, something like a bolognese or a something. And it wasn't that I was eating unhealthy at all, but I feel like it restricted what I was eating and the variety of plants that I was putting in those meals. Say if I was gonna do like a tuna pasta bake, I wouldn't be putting like tomatoes and green beans and things in that, or just seeing what I had in my fridge and throwing it in that meal. Say a stir fry, my go-to things for stir fry would have been like peppers and onions. And if it was fajitas, again, it would be like peppers and onions and some shredded lettuce. But I'd have like really specific vegetables that would go in specific things. And I feel like it restricted me from just adding a much wider variety of things into my diet. And you guys know that this has been like a big focus of mine this year. I've never felt like my gut health has been this good, like literally since I was 15, which is so crazy. I was actually saying to Elliot, you know when you read about things and then you're like, oh, that would probably really benefit me, but you never actually do them. I just kind of ended up trying out this eating a wide variety of foods to hopefully help my gut health, and I've actually stuck to it and it actually worked. And I'm trying to think of the times in my life where I feel like that's genuinely happened to me, and I don't know if I can think of another time. Like I'm like queen of starting a project and just not finishing it, or starting like a habit and just not continuing with it. And this has been the first thing that I've actually seen through and I've seen huge benefits from. Anyway, going off on a tangent, what I was saying is not labeling my meals as a specific like type of meal has really helped me. So if you think of every meal as just like a bowl of goodness, or like a nourish bowl or a butter bowl, like whatever kind of term you want to use for it, it means that you can just add in whatever you want or whatever's in your fridge. And it's just really helped me. So I don't know, I just thought I'd share that with you because it might also help you if you're feeling like you don't have great like meal inspiration. So today, for example, I'm going away tomorrow, which I think I said, and I just want to use it what we've got. And what I've got is basically a load of salad leaves. I try and get ones with like mixed purple leaf things on as well. Not just iceberg lettuce, because iceberg lettuce actually doesn't have like great nutritional content. Like I love the taste of it, but it's basically designed to keep for a really long time, which it does, but it's also just not got the same nutritional value as other lettuce. So I look for things with like some purple leaves. Put tomatoes in there because I've got a load of those. I've got another salmon fillet because when I had my dinner last night, I cooked 2 salmon fillets. That is just the best hack as well, just double cooking things. I find it honestly saves me, because if I was going to make food now hungry and I hadn't uncooked one of those, I'd be thinking it's gonna be 15 minutes until that's even cooked and I need to prep things, and it's just a long time before I'm then gonna eat. I feel like it's just another barrier between you and eating a meal that's really good for you. I've got a load of black beans, so I'm gonna drain half of these. Got my black beans, which are something that literally the start of this year, if I was to eat beans or chickpeas, like hummus, anything like that, I would just say to myself, like, you know, it's kind of like self-sabotage, like I know I'm gonna be really bloated after. And I've tested it out on myself a couple of times now where I've had black beans in the middle of the day and I'm just sometimes not even bloated at all. By the way, I'm just adding some jalapenos for a little bit of spice. I'm actually a little bit obsessed with jalapenos at the moment. Definitely my recent food obsession, but I just love spicy things. So yeah, it's really crazy for me to think that I have built up my gut microbiome, I'm assuming, to such a point where it can now digest things so much better. Like, just blows my mind. I've got some leftover mango. In fact, I'm just gonna get that straight on here. Get those jalapenos all over it. This is such a random lunch. I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste really good though, so. A little bit of feta. This is Lidl own brand feta, which I'm telling you is absolutely rubbish. Like hardly has any flavor at all. Some pumpkin seeds. And then I'm literally just gonna whack this salmon fillet on top and flake it all up and eat it. Put a little bit of my dressing on, which as you guys know, I just always have in the fridge, because if you're worried about something not tasting good, the minute you put a really nice dressing on, everything just tastes absolutely amazing. I mean, not that this was ever not gonna taste nice, but you know, dressing is life. And that is my lunch sorted. I'm telling you, at the start of this year, I would never have put this plate of food together, because like, what would you label that as? Like a salmon, black bean, mango, tomato salad? Just to count as well, in terms of different varieties in here, we've got 2 different types of lettuce: mango, tomato, black beans, pumpkin seeds. Not really sure if I'd count the jalapenos just because there aren't many of them, but that is at least 6 varieties of plants. And yeah, I know that's gonna be amazing. I'm actually just going to the post office because I have sold a set of my resistance bands and an individual band as well. I feel like I never speak about these anymore because I have basically been selling resistance bands for like the last 2 years, I think it is. And I've got very few left. We're down to like the last ones. And this is actually the last of the heavy one that's sold. And I do usually sell them in a set of 3. I have still got quite a few of the medium and the light left, so I'm gonna make that a little bundle on my website if you did wanna go and get your hands on them. But they are, I know I'm biased, but they are literally the best resistance bands ever. I've had the most amazing feedback from them. I just love the length of them. So the light one is the shortest one, but it's the stretchiest one, and it's just so good for warming up your glutes, getting those glutes activated, and the same for this one as well. These are actually the 2, strangely enough, that I use the most. I actually love the idea of releasing my resistance bands again with my new Accomplished logo and the new like khaki and pale pink and stone colorways. So you never know, I might think about doing that one day. Yeah, I'm gonna go package these and get them off to the lovely girls who have purchased them. I'm gonna walk to the post office to get some steps in because I've literally not left the house today. But just wanted to say thanks so much for watching. As always, I would love it if you subscribed, if you do want to stick around for some more videos, and I'll see you in my next one.